So a little piece of advice, if you're gonna go see this movie this weekend, be sure to pack plenty of Dramamine because, damn. So Hardcore Henry is a first-person action movie told through the eyes of Henry. He has no memories of who he is, and he's sort of thrust into this adventure to save his wife, and along the way try to regain his memories and find out who he is. And if you suffer from motion sickness in your day-to-day life, I absolutely don't recommend you go see this movie. You thought the Blair Witch Project or Cloverfield was bad with the shaky cam. This movie has a ton of shaky cam, and there were points where I did actually have to look away from the screen and sort of gather myself. I got really sick during this movie. I had to concentrate not to vomit, and when I got home, I'm actually still feeling a little bit of the effects of this movie. And this movie is basically made because the director made this video on YouTube, and I'll link it in the description below, but it's this action short that's, again, told through the vision of the main character. And the video was so well received, people were like, you should make an entire movie out of this. And with a very indie budget and his go-get-em first time director attitude, he went out and made this film. And at the very least, this movie is entertaining, but it's a lot of flash with very little substance. And the main thing I went to this movie for was the action. Now, I'm going to get to that a little bit later because I want to talk about a couple of things before that. Because one of the things that really holds this film back is its writing. The writing is very video game-ish, and the dialogue is kind of painful at times. And it feels like the entire movie, you're just going from fight scene to fight scene. And you can tell the director has a very video game mindset because he also wrote this film, and there's a lot of points where it feels like a video game. There's points where he's interacting straight with Coldplay, and he's telling him like, hey, oh, you can't see him, so you can always throw a grenade at them. And it's always like, it felt like those moments where you're playing like those first-person shooters, and they're telling you how to like, throw a grenade. And with the acting in this film, it's very apparent that this guy's a first-time director because there's not a whole lot of depth with any of these characters. And the main bad guy, Atkins, the actor who played him, was trying way too hard. And he was by far the worst part about this film. You can tell he's trying to be so hard to be that creepy, like, villain that just wants to rule the world, and it's just, his performance was just too over the top for me. And his character has telekinesis, and there's never really an effort to explain why he has it. I might have missed it when I was looking away from the screen because the whole shaky cam really got to me, and I was sick for most of the movie, and I might have missed a couple of things when I was trying to like not vomit everywhere. So there might have been an explanation at some point in the movie that I might have missed. You kind of accept it because in the world that they're in, but I really would have just liked an explanation on how he got those powers. And going through the movie, Henry's trying to rediscover who he is and find out his identity. When it does come to a head and you find out what's really going on, the movie does it in a really lazy way with a like security footage or like a recording of an experiment, and it just tells you, it lays everything out for you perfectly. And it's just, I really wish that Henry would have just discovered things while he's going through all these fights. The story would have been fleshed out a little bit more, and rather just have everything shoved it at the last moment. And the budget of this film was really noticeable in the visual effects in this film. There's a lot of like muzzle flashes, explosions, and digital blood that's really noticeable that it's a visual effect, and it looks like something out of a YouTube video, to be honest. And I know what you're thinking is like, Andrew, let's get to the action already. Well, I want to know what the action is. This is what I'm going to this movie for, and the action is fun. It's entertaining, but there's nothing spectacular. It's nothing like mind-blowing, nothing that you haven't seen before, but it is fun. There's a point where the POV just becomes too much at a point, and the action, especially the very last action scene, was like, it was a point where it's just like, come on, you're kind of like just dragging things out and just showing me things that I've already seen, and it's just, how many times can you hold a hand grenade up and throw it outside a window? And the best way I can think of to describe this film is a very lengthy but awesome YouTube video. I think a theatrical release wasn't the right platform for this movie. This is something I can definitely see on like Netflix or like Amazon Prime or something. This movie was very ambitious and what it was trying to accomplish. And it's not to say that there were shots in here that I've never seen before. There were a couple of shots where I was looking and I was like, wow, I had to wrap my head around what was going on. They did a lot of cool like split screen type of shots when Henry's vision was going in two different directions. I thought that was pretty cool. But like I said before, there's a lot of flash over substance in this film, and basically I really would recommend you wait for this movie to come out on Blu-ray because I don't think it's worth seeing in theaters. but especially if you get sick like I do with all the camera shakiness, I would definitely wait for this movie to come out on Blu-ray and watch it at home. It's definitely a fun movie to watch with your friends, just like to chill and like drink a couple beers while you're watching and just be like, oh man, look how awesome this action scene is. And the action is worth seeing. I think it's really, the POV shots are really cool. There's a couple of other shots that they pulled off that I thought was really like not innovative but like really creative in a way. But again, the substance isn't there. The story is very thin. There's very little character development. The villain was kind of like weak, and I didn't like his motivations. I didn't like pretty much any of the motivations of any of the characters. But a first-person action film, that was something that I was really excited to see. I always appreciate it when films kind of push the envelope and try new things. But here's the thing, I don't think I can give this movie a proper rating because I think the motion sickness that I experienced while watching this film kind of like it kind of distracted me a little bit. There was plenty of moments where I wasn't actually looking at the screen and I was sort of taken out that way, and I don't think I'll be able to see this movie in theaters again, so I'll probably have to wait for it to come out on Blu-ray. So don't take this rating to heart. I might have to go see this movie again, but in the end I have to give Hardcore Henry a meh. So Hardcore Henry, have you seen it and what did you think about it? Leave a comment below to tell me your thoughts. Please, if you enjoyed watching this review, hit that thumbs up button below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, you can click right here and see more videos. Bye, Andrew.